Spin Bobble Podcast. My name is Sierra, and if I seem extra awkward today, it's because my husband is home while I'm filming, which never happens. He says he can't hear me, but I know that he can. I said my name is Sierra. I live here in Southern Indiana with my husband Josh and our two cute pups. It is November 20th today, I think, maybe. I'm not actually sure. It's been about a month since I filmed my last podcast episode, even though I keep promising you guys that I'm going to film more frequently. I really do think I have a good routine down now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I have a lot to share with you guys. I think last episode I talked a lot about my plans for gift knitting, and I have definitely done some scaling back on that front. And yeah, but now I have a solid plan, and I feel good about it. I think I'm going to get everything done by Christmas, which is exciting. So, let's jump into it. The first finished object you may have already noticed because I'm wearing it. This is my Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. Here, I'll sit up a little bit higher so you can, I hope the camera doesn't move. So you can see it. As you can probably see, it is very cropped. I talked about this, maybe it was last episode, that I kind of ran out of yarn. So I'm wearing high-waisted leggings. My belly button's right here, like right there. I would like for it, this has not been blocked yet. So I think when I block it, it's also been folded, that's why it's a little wrinkly. I think when I block it, it'll grow just a little bit more. This yarn is really like stretchy, like I really think it'll grow a lot. I can block it pretty aggressively. So I just want the length to come down a little bit more in the body, and then the sleeves, you can probably see, are a little bit short. They're like, maybe bracelet length, which typically I like my sleeves to be longer, but I also think this yoke will grow a lot, which will help the sleeves come down and hit like right at my hand right there. But yeah, this is finished. I knit this out of Explore Knits and Fibers in her, I can't remember what the name of the base is called, but it's the Cashmere DK base in the colorway Gentle Natured. This is from her Into the Wild collection. I hope the colors are showing up nicely. I'm in a bit of a different location today. I'm sitting on my bed instead of sitting in front of the window. But yeah, so this is Gentle Natured from her Into the Wild collection. And then I think I mentioned last time that I ran out of yarn before I could do the tubular bind off on the bottom. So I ended up, let's see if I can show you this. Ooh, moving the camera. I ended up doing the bind off in the coordinating tonal, which is called Docile. And I ended up holding fingering weight double for this. This is a DK weight sweater, and I only had fingering weight in the Docile colorway, so I just held it double and did the bind off, and I think it looks kind of cute with the little touch of green down there at the bottom. So yeah, finished object. All the ends are woven in. I did that this morning. It just still needs to be blocked. Hopefully it'll grow a little bit. I want to wear this on Thanksgiving next week, so yes, I'm very excited that this is off the needles. It's very warm, like I'm already getting a little bit sweaty. Let's see. Is that everything I needed to say about that? I think it is. Next, I have two more finished objects, and these are both Christmas gifts. And again, I won't say who they're for, even though I don't think the person who does watches already knows what they're getting, and I don't think the rest of the people watch, but I still will just leave it a secret until after Christmas. So my second finished object is this hat. It is so bright. Look at what it does to the camera. It really is pretty much this bright in person. This is a Musselburgh. I think that's not how you actually pronounce it, but that's just how I'm going to say it. By Isolde Teague. I've knit one of these before, back in April, May, something like that. So you've probably heard me talk about it. But it is a basic beanie pattern. It's an any weight, any gauge pattern, which is really neat. I've knit both of mine so far in fingering weight. It does take a little bit longer that way, but I really like the fabric. And if you're unfamiliar, it is basically, so you can unfold the brim, it's basically a big long tube. It's like a giant sock. You start at one end and you increase until you get to the number of stitches you need based on your gauge and weight of yarn and stuff and the size you're making. And then you knit for miles and miles and miles and miles, and then decrease on the other end and bind off, and then you just fold it into itself. I don't remember which side I had. inside. It doesn't really matter because it's all the same color. Get my points lined up here. And you have a hat, and now it's a double layer. So even though it's fingering weight, it's a double layer of fabric, and if you fold up the brim, then you actually have like 4 layers of fabric around your ears, which is really nice. So I knit this out of Pitchfork Fiber, his sock base. I don't remember the base or the makeup of it. My bad, but I will have him linked down below. And this is in the Le Freak colorway from his Disco collection. And I just love it. It's so bright. Like, it's obviously going to blow out a little bit on camera, but that really is like how bright it is. So I'm very excited. This is definitely too bright for me, but it's very fun. So there's that. And then the next finished object I have is another Starflake shawl. So if you watched last episode, I had finished my first Starflake shawl. It's sitting over there in like that really pale pink and like a burnt orange color. And that's a Christmas gift as well. And I decided to knit another one for a different person. And the ends on this are not woven in yet, so excuse that. But here it is. Oh, this isn't blocked either. As you can tell, the end is kind of, the bottom edge is kind of squiggly. This I knit, this is the Starflake shawl by Stephen West, West Knits on Instagram. I knit this out of Knitting for Olive Merino, which is their fingering weight 100% merino base, in the colors Claret and Cream. So Claret is this like dark brick red, and then Cream is just the creamy white color. Let's get that end out of the way. And I love this shawl pattern so much. Like, I want to knit another one for myself. I don't know what colors yet. I thought maybe I'd do another one in the same colors that I knit my first one in, but I don't know. I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. So in this one I did everything exactly the same as the first one I knit. The first one I knit exactly to pattern. Except I was getting impatient to finish this one and move on to do some other Christmas gift knits, so I bound off a little bit earlier on this one. The edging is not as long. So on the other one, I did this section before the eyelets again, so it was like double wide. But for this one, I just did the garter stitch section and then the eyelets and then bound off. So it's still a huge shawl. Like, this hasn't been blocked and it's still giant. I think it's bigger than my wingspan. Yeah. Like, I'm not even to the end of it. It's definitely bigger than my wingspan. It's so pretty. I love the brioche sections with the increases and decreases. I just love it. It's so pretty. So I'm very excited about that. I'm kind of saving all of the weaving in ends for all my Christmas gifts to do like all together all at once. Maybe that's a bad idea because it will probably not be a super fun day, but I kind of just want to get through all of them and make sure I have them all finished, and then take like a whole day to weave in ends and wash and block everything. We'll see. We'll see. So that's all my finished objects. I feel like I'm kind of whizzing through this. Don't I always say that? I feel like I always talk really fast filming these videos. Anyways, my next work in progress, you all have seen it before. This is my shawlography, which was the mystery knit along that Stephen West did this year. Every year in October, he does a mystery knit along where you buy the pattern, but you have no idea what the shawl is going to look like, and then he releases a clue every week in October for like a different section of the shawl, and then by the end you have a full shawl. So I have gotten through clue 3 of my shawl. I don't remember where I was the last time I showed you. It's going to be kind of hard to show you because it's also ginormous. All of Stephen West shawls are huge, which I do love about them, but it's just hard to show. So this is upside down. Maybe I can do it the other way. Try not to lose stitches. Oh, which I already did. One moment. Okay, crisis averted, kind of. I'm gonna have to fix that in a little bit. I'll just show you like half of it. This is upside down, so this, first I'll say, I knit this out of Knit Picks Gloss Fingering in the colorways. Do I have the balls of yarn with me? I do. I'll show you this way. I used the Bear, which is just their undyed natural colorway, and this is 70% merino, 30% silk, I believe. So this is Bear, And then I used Harvest, which always shows up orange on screen, but it's really like a deep golden yellow. Wharf, which is this really pretty dusty medium blue. Pine, which is like a kind of cooler toned deep green. And then Rosemary, which is a really pretty herby green. I really like that. So those are my, let's see if I can hold them all. These are my 5 colors. The shawl started out down here, so from here, this is where you cast on down in this yellow. From here to these loops was clue 1. And then from this section that kind of looks like plaid all the way through to this big triangle here, this big green triangle, that was clue 2. And then this brioche section and these crisscrosses, that was clue 3. So I've just finished clue 3. Well, actually I finished this a couple weeks ago, but I stopped at the end of clue 3. So a lot of people have been talking about this, I'm sure you probably heard, but I'm not the biggest fan of clue 4. If you haven't seen it, there's pictures on his Instagram, but basically clue 4 is just the border, and it's a bunch of vertical stripes going through all of your colors. And I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really match. Honestly, like a lot of other people have been saying, I don't know that I'll even wear this much. Like, I'm really glad I did it. It was super fun, and I learned a lot of new techniques. And I probably will still wear it. It's gonna probably be very warm. It's very soft and drapey. But I haven't decided. So he does give you the option to just bind off at the end of the crisscross section if you want a little bit of a smaller shawl. And because I messed up my stitches, I'm not gonna be able to show you how big it really is, but it is very big. So it's definitely large enough that I could do that. I could just go ahead and bind off, or I could just go ahead and do the stripe border, or I could modify it and do a different border, maybe some more brioche because I love it so much. I haven't fully decided yet, so I am kind of just putting this project on pause. I hibernated. I marked it as hibernating on Ravelry. And I think I'm just going to wait until after Christmas to decide what I want to do with this. If I want to just bind it off, or if I want to try to do a different border, or do the border that's written. I really haven't decided yet, but I'm just focusing on other things right now. So that's the progress that I've made so far. It's so hard to show. It's so cool. He's just a genius. Like, the ways he constructs his patterns is, I don't know how he does it. But yeah, so that's my shawlography. It probably won't make another appearance on here until after the first of the year when I decide what I'm going to do at the end of it. I am going to finish it though because it's so cool. Like, I can't just leave it unfinished, but that's just going on pause for a little bit. So that's that. My next work in progress, I cast on because of peer pressure. Not really, but I wanted to join the Insta Friends knit along, which, if you're not familiar, every year Jess from La Mercerie and, I can't remember her name, from Wax and Wool, they do a knit along every fall where they knit one of Andrea Mowry's patterns, and they did it on their own the first year, and then I think this is year 5. Every year since then, Andrea Mowry has specifically designed a pattern for the knit along. So this year she designed the Strya cardigan, which I think I have a picture of it, or maybe I didn't print off the front page. Sometimes they don't print off the front page. No, I didn't. I will insert a picture right here of the Strya cardigan. It is so cute. So I decided I would cast it on as part of the knit along. I bought my yarn, and the main color that I bought for my yarn ended up being a little darker than I thought it was going to be. So I think I'm going to return it and buy a lighter colorway. So I haven't done very much work on this at all, but I thought I'd go ahead and show it to you. So as you can see in the picture, it's a main color with really thin stripes of 4 accent colors. So for my main color, originally I bought Hare Heather, hare as in a rabbit, H-A-R-E. And on the website, I feel like it looked more like cream colored with brown undertones. like a little closer, not really, like in between these two is what it kind of showed up on, like online. And it's a really pretty color, but it's just not as contrasty as I wanted it to be with the accent colors. So this is Hair Heather, and I think I'm going to, I've obviously already opened this ball, but I have 7 other balls of it, and I think I'm going to return those and buy a different main color. I haven't decided which one yet. That's Hair Heather. And then for my 4 contrasting colors, I got Lynx Heather, which is really similar in tone, just darker. This like gray brown color. And then Doe, as in doe, a deer, a female deer. So it's really pretty. It's a little warmer in person than it's showing up on camera. Maybe it'll show up warmer if I show it next to Lynx. No, it's definitely warmer than it's showing up on camera. This warm like camel colored brown. And then this is, what color is it? Bison, which is this dark warm brown. And Douglas Fir, which is this really pretty, again, like a deep blue toned green. Really nice. So these are my 4 contrast colors, which I love. They're just like really nice and woodsy. And I wanted my, let's see if I can hold these. Let's okay. Here we go. Here we go. Kind of, no. Okay. I wanted my main color to be lighter. See how it just doesn't like contrast enough? I don't know. Maybe y'all don't agree with me, but I want this to be lighter. So this is all I have done on this project. I've even stolen the needles off of it for a different project because I just wasn't really liking how the main color was turning out. But it's a top-down cardigan, so I've literally just got like this part. This is all I've done, the first bit of main color, and then I started the first contrasting color stripe. But this will probably get frogged whenever I order the different main color. But I thought I'd show you. It's half fisherman's rib, which is actually really easy, and it makes like the most wonderful squishy fabric. So I am really excited about this, but again, this will probably wait until after Christmas to get more work done on it and for me to order the different yarn and stuff. So that's that. I also got, I could share this in acquisitions. My dog got a hold of this, but I was gonna put these on this sweater, and then I decided that I'm gonna switch the yarn. But I got these cute stitch markers. There's 8 of them, so it's perfect for raglan increases, and that cardigan is a raglan construction. So these are from, oh, I can't remember the company. I will have it on the screen right here. But I got these on Etsy. They're just these gold hexagon stitch markers. There's 4 smaller ones and 4 bigger ones, but I'm still probably just gonna use them for raglan increases. I thought they were super cute. You can see my dog got a hold of them. That's okay. Okay, my next 2 works in progress. My next 2 works in progress are more Christmas gifts. Again, I'm not gonna say who these are for, but this one is going so fast. So it's another shawl, but it is worsted weight. The Starflake shawls were in fingering weights. They took forever. They took like a month each. This one is going much faster because it is in worsted weight. I'm making the Grow shawl by Fiber Tales. Oh, you can see on here, it's so pretty. So it's a mostly garter stitch shawl. It's a triangle shaped shawl, so you can see the decreases are starting. You cast on the whole length of the shawl, which I really like, and then you decrease instead of starting at the pointy end and increasing. So you start at the big end, and it has these really pretty like flower and leaf cable motifs all the way across. And then these stockinette stitch like columns will eventually turn into these really pretty braids. It's kind of dark, so it's hard for you to see, but so it'll have braids running in between all the cable motifs all the way up the shawl. It's so pretty. So I'm knitting this out of, I don't remember if I showed this as an acquisition. I don't think I. Okay, I'm back. I think the angle is a little different. My tripod was being weird. my phone ran out of storage and my phone was about to die, so I had to charge it and back my videos up. And then I got lunch, and then I ate lunch, and I played video games with my husband, and I changed clothes, and now I'm back. I'm pretty sure I was talking about my Grow shawl. I think I had already shown it to you. I am knitting this out of Lion Brand Wool Ease. It is, I think, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Worsted weight, I'm using this, 1, because it's cheap, 2, because it's soft, and I heard it gets even softer in the wash, and 3, because it's machine washable. And I'm knitting a couple gift knits out of this yarn, and I figured that the people I'm gifting to would really appreciate the easy care option to just be able to throw it in the washer and dryer. So I'm almost done with my first ball. I think I bought like 5 balls of yarn for this, but it is going so fast. I just cast this on a couple days ago, and it has not been the only thing that I'm knitting on. It's going much faster than my Starflake shawls, because those were fingering weight, and this is worsted weight. So that is my Grow shawl. I haven't been mentioning needle sizes at all this episode, have I? Oh well. I have linked below in the description box always my Instagram and my Ravelry page, and if you go to my Ravelry page, I have project pages for all of these, and it'll have the size that I'm knitting and what needle size I'm using and the yarn I'm using and all of that. So if you're ever curious, you can just go down there and find that. Okay, and then, oh jeez, things are falling over. My last work in progress is another Christmas gift. This is a pair of Hibernation House socks by, wow, I did a horrible job at writing show notes. It'll be on the screen who this pattern is by. And I will also insert a picture here so you can kind of see what they're going to end up looking like. I am knitting these out of, so for the cuff, as you can kind of see in the picture, you hold a fingering weight sock yarn with a mohair or a surrey, a fluffy lace weight yarn. So I am holding the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. This is one of her Sock Squad skeins. Pillows are falling over. This is one of her Sock Squad skeins from, I think this was the July colorway. It's called Eager Verbena. It's really pretty. It's mostly this like white creamy color with a bunch of purple speckles. There's even some like magenta speckles in there and some kind of bluer ones. It's very pretty. And then I'm holding it together with Hobby Diablo, which is their mohair blend. I think it's mohair, silk, and acrylic. I don't remember the percentages though. And this is in the colorway Dusty Light Blue. And you've seen this before. This is leftover that I used for my Cleo cardigan by Rachel Knits Things. So I'm holding these together for the cuff, which I thought would be really pretty. And this is what I have done so far. Isn't that so fun? So this is a paid for pattern, so I don't want to share a ton, but essentially the cuff will be rolled over double thick with the sock yarn and the mohair. And then for the heel and the foot of the sock, it'll just be the sock yarn. And I'm really excited about these. I think they're intended to fit a little bit looser, so they're like slipper socks kind of, even though it's still fingering weight yarn. But I'm really excited. I want to knit a pair of these for myself, but I thought these would be a really nice Christmas gift. So I still have a lot of knitting left to do on the cuff part, since it is folded over and it's a pretty tall cuff, but it's pretty mindless, just twisted rib, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited to make some for myself. I might even make, depending on how soon I get these done, I might even make another pair and give this person 2 pairs of them, because they're super fun and I think they're going to be really nice and cozy. Okay, that is all of my works in progress. I think I shared last time that I hadn't done any work on my Coleoptera sweater by More Thunder. It's the one with the color work yoke that has like the Coleoptera beetles on it. I never touched that. I never picked it back up. I really do love the pattern, and I like the yarn that I'm using, but I think that I might be using yarn that's too thick. I'm just not really liking the fabric that I'm getting. So that project is also in hibernation. I might end up using the yarn that I have for a different sweater and then getting new yarn to make the Coleoptera sweater. I haven't decided, but that's also hibernating until next year after all the Christmas gifts are done and everything. So that hasn't seen any work. And I guess we can talk about future cast-ons. So I have more Lion Brand Woolies. This is in the color Arrowwood. It's this really pretty like honey golden yellow. And I have, I think, like 4 or 5 skeins of this, and I'm using this to knit a winter honey shawl by Andrea Mowry. That is another Christmas gift. So this is next after the Grow shawl is finished. And I guess that'll kind of take me into acquisitions as well. So I got the green yarn. I don't think I ever said the colorway. The green for the Grow shawl is in Forest Heather. And then I got this Arrowwood for the winter honey shawl, and I also got this, I'm pretty sure the colorway is linen, yes. This is just like my favorite. It's so boring. This is like my favorite color. It's this really pretty creamy gray. It's like more cream, but like a little bit gray color. And I got a sweater's quantity of this to make a sweater for myself. I'm thinking a Woodwardia sweater, but I haven't fully decided. Woodwardia is the one, I can insert a picture of it I guess, but it's like a turtleneck and it's a raglan, and the raglan increases have like a fern detail, like it looks like a leaf pattern. I don't know, I haven't fully decided, but that's what I'm leaning towards doing with this yarn. So that's fun. I'm not going to cast that on anytime soon, but I have the yarn for it because I wanted to try knitting a sweater out of the woolies. This is my first time using Lion Brand woolies, and so far I really like it. I like how it feels while I'm knitting with it. I know some people aren't a huge fan of using acrylic, and to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it either, just because I do like to reduce plastics and stuff. I know a lot of my sock yarn has nylon in it as well, but on the other hand, at the moment, I'm trying to keep my knitting as affordable as possible, and if this works and it feels nice and it's machine washable, then that's good for me right now. So I have this to eventually make a sweater out of. I also got, since last time, my November Sock Squad. I love this color. I don't know what I'm going to do with the mini, but the main color is gorgeous. So this is November's Sock Squad from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. I think I mentioned I'm probably not going to be doing the Sock Squad next year. They're really gorgeous colors, but I've just learned in this past year of knitting and having the Sock Squad that I would rather buy like sweater and shawl quantities of yarn than have a bunch of sock yarn. Just because I'm like really leaning towards knitting more garments and like bigger projects. But I have really enjoyed the Sock Squad, and I do encourage you to try it if you would like to. I think signups for next year's Sock Squad are up, so I will have that linked down below as well. But this is November, this really pretty deep blue. I think I'm going to make a hat for my husband out of this color. I don't know how to say this name. Ermias? I have no idea, but it's so pretty. And then this bright green mini skein. The mini skeins don't have a colorway name. And this is her Bear Paw sock, which I have used before. Some of my Sock Squad skeins have been in Bear Paw sock. And that is her 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon. So that's fun. This year was my first time trying everything. I just started knitting last October, but it was super fun to use yarn that has yak in it. I feel like that's kind of unusual, but I really like it. I don't know if this base is a base that she keeps in stock on her website. I can't remember. I went on her website to look for something, but I don't know if you can buy her Bear Paw sock base regularly. But I do really like it, especially for socks. It just adds like just the teeniest bit more like toothiness to a superwash merino sock yarn. Just makes it like the tiniest bit more rustic, which I like in socks. I like my sock yarn to be a little bit more rustic, a little bit more toothy. So that's my Sock Squad for November. And then moving into some Christmas acquisitions, I'm very excited. I can't wait to cast these on in like less than a week. I got from Oaken Fiber, from her Holiday Spirits collection, which was her November collection, the Old Sweet Shop sock set. So this is her, she also was calling it her Christmas Past sock set, and I just think it is so, oh my goodness, so freaking gorgeous. Look at that. These are like my perfect Christmas colors. They're like a little more muted and deep. Oh, And like it's even got these like super bright red speckles in there with this shade of green and the red in this mini. I just love it. It's perfect. So these are going to be Thanksgiving night or Black Friday cast on. In my family, Christmas starts at midnight on Thanksgiving. So these will be cast on then, and I'm very excited. So I'll have these to wear this Christmas. I also am part of the Winter Wishes sock swap that Jess from La Mercerie puts on every year. So at some point in the next couple of weeks, I will have yarn arriving from my sock swap partner. So that will be fun. It might be Christmassy, it might not, I don't know. But those might be cast on during the Christmas season as well. And then this year I got my first Advent yarn. So I didn't take the plunge and buy a full Advent calendar. I would really love to do that next year. I'm like already planning to like budget to buy one in the spring, summer. That's when they usually come out, the pre-orders for them. But instead, I got the 24 stripe Advent skein. I'm gonna try not to crinkle the paper too much, from the Cozy Knitter. So it's still in the package. I didn't peek. It says no peeking. Please do not open until December 1st. So if you're unfamiliar with the Cozy Knitter's Advent skeins, she dyes self-striping yarn and splits them into 2 matching 50-gram skeins. So you can start your 2 socks at the same time and the stripes will be exactly the same. And then each sock has 24, I think it's 24 different color stripes. So you add a stripe to your sock every day leading up to Christmas, and then the idea is by Christmas Day, you have a pair of stripy socks to wear. So I'm very excited about this. I think that'll be really fun to have like a little Advent project every day, even without getting like the full Advent yarn calendar with 24 minis. So I'm excited about this. And I also got a project bag that I think I'm gonna save. I thought about putting one of my like Christmas gift projects in here, but I think I'm gonna save it and put my Advent striped socks in this bag. I got this bag from Cabana Berry Designs. I can't remember if that's actually her name on Etsy, but I will have it linked down below. It's this beautiful quilted bag with these Christmas presents on it. There's her little tag on there. It's so beautiful. It's got a box bottom. It's very well made too. It's super thick and it feels really sturdy, like it'll stand up on its own. It's really nice. And then the inside is this pretty red with the white trees in it. And it's so fun. So I think I'm gonna save this and put my Advent stripy socks in here. But I just love it. It's so pretty. It's still Christmassy without being like super traditional Christmas colors. And I love it. I just think it's so pretty. So I think that is all. I feel like this was kind of a quicker episode, but that's okay. I'm trying to film before I lose light because it's only, I don't even know what time it is, but daylight savings time, man, it gets dark way sooner. So that's all for today. I'm hoping to start filming every Friday because I don't work, although this coming week that won't work. I didn't think about that. I will film at some point soon, but moving forward, I'm hoping to film either every Friday or every other Friday. I don't know which yet, but I'm at home on Fridays and my husband works on Fridays, so that's the perfect day for me to film because I have the house to myself and I don't have to force him to be quiet while I film these. So I'm hoping to do that. I'm also really excited because I'm going to do Vlogmas this year. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before, but my husband and I have a vlog channel that we started back when we got engaged, I think like a few months before we got married, and it's super casual. There are like no subscribers on there. I'll link it below if anyone's interested, but I have just always been really obsessed with watching old home videos from my family, and I think it's really fun to have those memories captured. So we started vlogging a few years ago, and those are really fun, but we kind of fell off the wagon with it. I don't think I've vlogged on that channel since Easter of 2019. It's like 2.5 years maybe. I don't know, it's been a while. Honestly, life just got really boring and I just haven't vlogged very regularly since then. I would like to pick it back up though, and I thought instead of putting my Vlogmas over there, where nobody's really gonna see it, I would do Vlogmas on here. And I will, if you've never heard of Vlogmas before, it's basically where all kinds of YouTubers do it, not just like knitting podcasters and stuff, but it's basically where you do like a day in the life type vlog every day starting on December 1st leading up to Christmas. Some people film on Christmas, some people don't. Some people take it all the way to January 1st. I will probably only do mine to Christmas, but I will, share what's going on day to day. I don't know how exciting it will be this year because I work at UPS now and December is peak season, so I'll be working a lot. But hopefully I can get some fun like knitting clips, and if we watch fun Christmas movies or go see Christmas lights or do anything like that, I'll try to share some of that too. So that'll be fun. Christmas is my favorite and I love watching Vlogmas. Last year I wasn't working during December, so it was like my morning routine that I would like get up and get ready for the day and sit down with some knitting and watch Vlogmas in the mornings, like my tea, and it was lovely. I'm not going to get to do that this year, but that's okay. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to watch and I'm going to film, and hopefully y'all will enjoy that. If there's anything specific you all want to see during Vlogmas, leave it in a comment down below and I will try to capture that for you. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. I'm pretty sure that's all I had to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Everything that I mentioned will be linked down below. My Instagram, my Ravelry, all the projects, designers, yarn, all of that will be linked down below. I love chatting with y'all in the comments. If you want to say hi, drop a comment down below or come see me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!